Well, welcome everybody to our 6:30 Tuesday night Habits of Health class. My name is Troy Drollinger, and I'm a certified health coach. And we are going to, basically, Rick Green here is going to talk about, I'm going to give him a couple minutes. First thing is, we have little housekeeping rules. Basically, what you want to do is, as you're in this webinar, this is a webinar, so basically what happens is you have myself, you see Rick Green, and then again you see Joe Ward. And the nice thing about this is that we will be able to facilitate and ask. You can ask questions, and we'll go ahead and answer those. It's at the bottom of your screen. If you see that Q&A, you just push on that, and you should be able to ask a question, and we'll go ahead and answer those for you. So I will. The other thing is 6:30 Pacific time Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night at 6:30. So this is week 1. We will be going through 12 weeks. And these will all be recorded, so you'll be able to utilize and use these for friends, family members, other people that you know that is looking for better health. I'm going to go ahead and let Rick take it away for a minute, and I want to introduce Rick Green.
Thanks, Troy. Just another add-on here to the housekeeping. On your mobile devices, iPad and phones, the Q&A is really at the top. So you may have to scroll to the top in order to utilize that function. But please make sure that while you do that, you're looking for the answer too. Charlotte or Joe will answer your questions. So thanks for everybody for coming tonight. This is pretty exciting for all of us here. I'm really excited myself because, you know, I get to do the presentation. And we're right at the cutting edge technology. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this. We're going to do a share screen, which I'm going to show you a couple of things. And I'm going to go through the presentation. We're going to start with the Habits of Health. The Habits of Health is a book written by Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson. And of course, this is our pathway to optimal health. I just wanted to show you a picture of what that looks like, and so that you can use this as a reference. And we're going to go ahead and start with week 1. So we're going to be identifying and changing habits. And what this is going to look like for those people that may be interested in losing weight. I'm going to give you a little bit of background of me. This was me some years ago, 2010, as a matter of fact. I was obese. I had one foot in the grave, one foot out, I suppose. My doctor told me I was a walking coronary. I had many aspects of medical conditions that, quite frankly, scared the heck out of me. Found this program and learned new healthier habits, changed my life, and basically during my journey, lost 110 pounds. While that was happening, I was learning through this wonderful Habits of Health course how to actually keep the weight off for the rest of my life. So with that, I have been able to maintain my weight at a healthy BMI for over 3 years, and also been able to help a lot of other people get healthy through the same system. So for me, really life-changing. Hopefully you'll get some information out of this, and you'll be able to start to change your life as well. So let's go ahead and begin. Ralph Waldo Emerson stated that which we persist in doing becomes easier. Not that the task itself has become easier, but our ability to perform it has improved. And this is directly related to what we're talking about tonight. This is some of the resources that we're using. The Habits of Health reading, week 1, and there's Dr. A's Habits of Health book. Chapters 1 and 2 is what we're going to be covering. If you had a workbook, complete assignments 1 through 3, changing your stars. There's also DVD presentations that are available. And what our study objective today is learning how to recognize bad habits, learning how to create new habits, learn how to break a negative behavioral chain, and learn how to stop bad, unhealthy habits. Also, the resources I put up here on the screen, www.habitsofhealth.net, and also www.dashboard.tsfl.com. So that if you're looking for some resources and support with the journey, the second web link is a great resource for you. So let's go ahead and begin. We talk about a 10,000-year-old body. Well, when we were 10,000 years ago, we were hunters and gatherers. We had to really forage for our next meal. As ancient humans, we used the energy just staying alive. So it was either feast or famine. And with that comes a lot of habits that our forefathers had, and it's really not our fault that we have these issues in today's society. Our bodies were really designed to store and conserve fat and calories for those times that we couldn't find food. So at that point, we were definitely out there trying to just find our next meal. So the storage factor with our bodies, we're designed to store and conserve fat for those times that we couldn't find food. And our bodies have really been made up of over 40 billion fat cells, which provides unlimited storage house for energy. And at this point in time where we still have maybe those habits that our forefathers did, and we're in a world of convenience, maybe you can relate the two as to why we have become a large society. The supersized generation. In the past 20 years, the portions have gotten bigger. Well, we've seen that. Calories consumed versus calories used are way out of whack. I want to show you an example, or talk to you about an example about the blooming onion. It's actually found on page 4 in the Habits of Health. At Outback Steakhouse, they take a 70-calorie, truly wonderful, nutritious root vegetable full of vitamin C, antioxidants, and healthy phenols, and transform it into a 2,400-calorie, 134 grams of fat cardiac stress test they call the blooming onion, and that's just the appetizer. So if you're looking at that and in the retrospect of wow, most of that 2,400 calories is more than we're really should be consuming in a day anyway. So let's take a look at really why it's not your fault. You're born in a time of plenty and physical ease. So we're living with a 10,000-year-old body in the 21st century. Our bodies have really inherited the instincts that are really no longer useful, but we still have to reckon with that. So the question is how do we manage two competing tendencies? The ancient instinct of eating whatever you can, and the modern aspiration to live long and a healthier life. So what happens when the balance tips? You go yo-yo. And this is why we find that diets in general are really a failure. The D-I-E in diet really means a lot when you look at that. And this is what happens when you end up going on one and trying to actually accomplish a goal and really never being successful. So what we look at is changing our habits. This is a chart of some stimulus versus action. So when you have a stimulus, such as watching TV, and you associate an action with that, maybe you're hungry and you want a bowl of chips. So watching TV and being hungry, versus is transformed into a bowl of chips. And so our stimulus and action is watching TV with a bowl of chips. So then we have watching TV, and the action is sitting down and having that bowl of chips. What we want to do is we want to focus on changing habits, identifying the foundational choices that support optimal health, and then implement a plan to make the changes. We need to become aware of our daily choices that don't really support your health. And then we want to start to think in long terms. What does optimal health really look like for us? And then we start to create a microenvironment of health. These are some of the some of the things that happen when our bodies are obese or heavy. We do have a lot of things that are directly related to being obese. And we find that, for instance, GERD, which is right in the middle on the right-hand side of your screen, this would be like acid indigestion. GERD is 72 to 98% resolved by losing enough weight and attaining a healthy BMI, as well as gout. 77% is resolved. We have all kinds of other issues, sleep apnea, 98% resolved. But the biggest thing is when we reach a healthy BMI is that the quality of life is improved in 95% of the people. So all of these things, very important, can either be reduced or resolved. And with that, better health. Let's talk a little bit about where you are right now. So the current projected health path, we have optimal health, we have non-sick, and we have sick. And you may fit in one of those three categories right now. If you're sick, I'm going to go through and I'm going to tell you a little bit about being sick or non-sick and what optimal health can look like. So in this graph, we have at birth, we're optimally healthy. For a lot of people, this is what it should look like. And change while we get older. Looking at what the current health path is, we might have an expiration date of about 70 years. And wouldn't it be nice if we could look beyond that and be able to, really look and project ourselves at being over 100? So this is what we try to achieve, is a great optimal health plan and a path that's formulated so that we can stay healthy for many years to come. Now, non-sick versus sick. Non-sick, you're neither really healthy or ill, but somewhere in between. And looking at Dr. A, what he said, you're probably overweight and may also be sleep deprived, and fatigued, have weak or flabby muscles, stressed out all the time, and lots of over-the-counter medications. And that just being non-sick doesn't necessarily mean that you're optimally healthy either. Being sick, you've probably been diagnosed with one or more of the following: diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, sleep apnea, anxiety, depression, GERD, obesity. So there's a lot of things that go with being sick. Moving on, it's never too late. And the reason that it's never too late is because you can always start and you can always improve. And this is really one of the philosophies that we use in teaching this course, is because it's always about obtaining a better place in your health than where you are currently. We always can improve. So being non-sick over time, it really moves into becoming sicker. If you do have unhealthy habits, this would be the direction that you would be going. It's going down. Whereas if you are ready to adopt healthier habits and are able to move your health forward, we want to see you to obtain optimal health. So this is what really the habits of health foundation looks like. Habits of eating, healthy eating, habits of healthy movement. So we want to include some exercise. Strategic behavioral habits, identify current triggers that may be in your life or stressors. Habits of support through vitamin minerals, which means you're talking about getting good nutrition and getting good vitamins and minerals through the consumption of healthy foods. The habit of reducing inflammation. The habit of reducing inflammation comes from a good balance of proteins, carbs, fats, and fibers. And if you don't have that in your day, your body has an extra storage of inflammation, either in your joints, in your muscles. It could be in a lot of different places, but inflammation really is it's really critical in people that have additional health issues. We find that inflammation really is first and foremost the cause of most of the diseases that they have. Habits of good sleep. We want to make sure that we're getting proper amounts of sleep and good sleep, meaning you're having a good, healthy, deep sleep and be able to rejuvenate your body. The habit of creating a positive environment. We'll talk about creating a microenvironment in your own home. Some of these subjects that we'll cover, the positive environment also includes those that are around you, those that are maybe near and dear to your heart, your friends, family, your coaches, and or people that you have the same like-mindedness. And habits of support. That's what we're here for. We want to give you enough support to start your journey and be able to be here so that you can reach out to us at any time, and that we can get you, the proper information that you're going to need in order to support your optimal health. We're talking about now compounding daily choices. And compounding daily choices means that we're making good, healthy choices all the time. And in doing this, we've changed unhealthy habits to healthy habits. So if we are, let's say we're right in the middle of non-sick and unhealthy, the effect of the daily choices over time may not change. Chances are you're going to move from one to the other. You'll either oscillate going down, or you can oscillate going up. But the effect of your daily choices over time is going to result in one of two directions. Either you're going to go up to optimal health, or you're going to go down to becoming sick. So optimal health, it's different for everyone. Optimal health, at its highest degree of health, is that possible to achieve? Yes, it is. So how would you feel to be optimally healthy? What would you look like? What will you be able to do that you can't do now? So ask yourself a couple of questions, and who could really enjoy health with you? And of course, who could you help along the way? Forming a great community of like-minded people, those people that are within your microenvironment of health, is going to be an important part of who you are and where you want to take this. Let's talk about ways to break the chain. We're talking about the chain of bad habits. This is really probably the key component of making the proper choices. We call it stop, challenge, and choose. We look at whatever the triggers or negative feelings or unhealthy environment are. We stop, take a deep breath, analyze the situation. Then we challenge the choices. We don't make the choice right away, we think about it. So we're suspending our action, and then we look at, well, why am I feeling like this, and what will the outcome be, and what do I want? So this is the challenge part. And then, of course, we're going to make the healthier choices. And then, so we would make the choice, and if that choice supports, optimal health, then we would make that choice. If it isn't, then what we would want to do is make an alternative choice. So at this point, I really would like to see Troy give us a little bit of the, he's a certified health coach as well. I'd really like to see Troy talk to me a little bit about the stop, challenge, and choose. Troy?
The stop, challenge, and choose to me is something very important. You think about things, and as we're in summertime, we're always thinking about this barbecue or an event or something we're going to, and you kind of want to be mindful. I think a lot of us kind of get away with the different things the events that come up, because what's interesting is that there's always an event. Always an event, always something to go to in that part. So we're always really, we're not stopping. A lot of them we're just choosing, and we're making that behavioral thing because of the fact that we've created that habit, and it's just basically turmoiled into something maybe to where it doesn't even stop at the stop. It's just that reaction that we have because of the fact that we really haven't filtered it through our mind. So what I really like about this, and what of course, Dr. Wayne Anderson talks about this in his Habits of Health book, the Stop, Challenge, and Choose is very important. It's something that a lot of people just do not, they just don't filter through on really what they're doing. Stopping, thinking about that decision, and then challenge yourself. Okay, so really, if I make this choice, which direction will I go in my health? And then choosing, because basically at the end of the day, the things you consume, you are what you eat. So you look at the things that you do in your life, and I work with a lot of people, and I can tell you that people want better health. They're wondering how to get it, and it's not really this short-term success. This is successful throughout your life. And so that's why I think Stop, Challenge, and Choose is something that a lot of people, just off of this webinar that we talk about tonight, think about something like this. Thinking about, when you're making these choices, maybe that Stop, Challenge, and Choose might be a really good resource for you to kind of understand and start filtering through the kind of things you're doing in your health.
Exactly. Thanks, Troy. Appreciate you coming in on that. So I want to point out a couple of things, and people might be asking themselves, well, can I adopt these healthy habits? Of course you can. Let me reassure you that you can. I mean, I've tried many things, many diets, which have failed before I found this program, and of course, it's been very, very successful for me. Will they work for me? Yeah, better than you can imagine at this point. Will it be hard? No. In fact, because this is a way that we approach this is structured, and because it's got the science behind it, it's been proven many times over that behavioral changes with this will help you in many aspects. Do I need willpower? No, you don't. Not in the usual sense anyway. Because you won't be manipulating yourself through willpower or pressure. Instead, you're going to learn how to make strategic choices that support your highest aspirations. And here's the other question. If I lose weight, will I yo-yo and gain it back? No. Most programs can get you to lose weight. But what they're missing is the critical and crucial way that Habits of Health teaches us, so that we work together and reinforce long-term success and sustainability. So what I want to talk about is maybe some of these healthier habits and what we look at. So we want to harness your habits. We use the Stop, Challenge, and Choose. That's a tool. But I want to also tell you that you should make time your ally. Avoid peer pressure and toxic environments. Now, Troy was talking about, a lot of celebrations and, things like as in, 4th of July parties and that type of thing. If you go into these kinds of situations, you may find yourself overindulging, and of course, avoiding the toxic environments. That might mean a lot of different things to you. It does to me, but the fact of the matter is if avoidance at all costs to the optimal health and making that choice, then if it supports optimal health, if that choice is yours, then we're going to teach you how to get you to that point. Keeping a journal, it's really a good idea, because that way a lot of people will go through and have these journals, and it helps them analyze a couple of different things. One is, why did I have that? Why did I eat that hot fudge sundae? It might be a trigger mechanism. It might be the time of the day. I don't know, but keeping a journal basically keeps you honest. Exchange negative for positive choices, and that's what we learn with the Stop, Challenge, and Choose. Avoid getting the bad habit your energy or your focus. Avoid giving the bad habit your energy or focus. Okay, so this is one of the things that Oh, I was so bad the other day. I really, I fell off the wagon, and I just can't lose weight because, making the excuses, and we fixate on our failures versus really focusing on what matters most. And then we want to create barriers to the habits of disease. And those barriers, of course, are going to be a lot of different things for a lot of different people. But creating barriers to the habits of disease would be, in essence, once you start to eat properly and you start with your detoxification of your body and you start making the healthier choices and drinking your water, making the healthier choices throughout your day, your week, your month, then you started to create those barriers. And so you are trying to, or what you're doing is becoming healthier, and you have a less potential chance of obtaining one of the diseases that we went through. This is about it for tonight's episode. I want to show you what we're going to be looking at next week, and then Troy, if you could follow up with anything else that you'd like to add. I think we're about ready to wrap it up here for this 30 minutes tonight. So next week we want to talk about the Habits of Health system, of course. We're going to be reading chapter 3 in the Dr. A's Habits of Health, or possibly if you have the health assessment, if you have the Habits of Health workbook assignment, that would be lessons 4 and 5. A DVD series is also available. That would be lessons 4 and 5 in volumes 1. Start where you are, deciding what you want. And then next week's objective is going to be learn how to set goals. And this is one of the most crucial, important parts of your weight loss journey, is making the goals that are attainable and that are simple and that are easy to reach. And learn what structural tension is. And we'll talk about what structural tension in your day would look like, and also with your week, so that you have actual goals and what your current reality will look like. And then we're going to really make the determination of what the current reality is in order to create a personalized structural tension chart. Troy?
That's some really good points. And the other thing, everybody, is that that's on this webinar, is that this is recorded. I did say it at the beginning, so we'll be able to send this out along with. Make sure you like the page. If you do have Facebook, it's called Habits of Health Connection. And what that'll do is we will basically have the recording on there every single week. It'll be on there. You'll be able to ask other questions. And that way we kind of have that hub, or that area that people can go to and learn more. So this is definitely a learning process for basically us too, just because of the fact we've never done this on this scale. So I think that's about all I have. Rick, do you have anything else?
I don't. I think we're probably pretty good, and we're probably going to come right into the 30-minute mark. I thank everybody for attending tonight. It was wonderful to see all the participation, and I would like to invite you to connect with that person that you invited, or that invited you to the webinar. Give the feedback to them, and so that they can pass it on to us. We want to create a positive environment for you guys. We want to make sure that you're getting enough information and that it's not too overwhelming for you. If you have questions, please get with them and share your thoughts and your feelings about this, so that we can get the feedback and make it tailored to you.
Awesome, Rick. And the biggest thing here that you really want to take away is, you might not take away everything from what we're talking about, but each week I can guarantee you there's something little that you're going to take away from this. And as we dive into this 12-week course, you're going to start learning a lot more about really a lot of different things. This is just week 1 about habits. There's sleep. I mean, we go through so many different things. So thank you for being on. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you next Tuesday evening at 6:30 p.m. Pacific.